Hey guys, it's December the 23rd and it's time for Advent. Tonight we're going to be in Matthew chapter 2 again. We're going to read verses 19 through 23. Last night we left off at verse 12, so we're going to skip a few verses here, but I'm going to kind of give you the Reader's Digest version of it that happens in verses 13 through 18. After the wise men had come to see Jesus, they were visited by an angel in their dream and said, hey, don't go back by Herod. It's not a good idea. So they left and went home another way. Well, the next thing that happened in these verses that we skip over is that Joseph and Mary are visited by an angel in their dream, and they're told to, hey, Herod is going to come for your child. He wants to destroy him, so you need to flee to Egypt and get away. So Joseph, being the man of God that he is, he takes Mary and Jesus and he heads into Egypt to flee from Herod so that Herod can't find Jesus. What Herod does in the meantime is he sends patrols out into Bethlehem and all of Judea to kill any male child that's under the age of roughly 2 years old, because the wise men told him, hey, this is when we think the baby was born, and he should be about this old. And that's what he did. That's what Herod did to eliminate the threat of having another king that was born there that might potentially overshadow him. So that's kind of where we're going to pick up in verse 19. We're going to read 19 through 23. It says, Now when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the young child's life are dead. Then he arose, took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea instead of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there, and being warned by God in a dream, he turned aside into the region of Galilee, and he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. So after Herod's death, Joseph is visited by an angel and says, hey, Herod's dead, you can go back to Israel now. So he gathers up his wife and his child and he heads back to Israel. And then he finds out that Herod's son, Archelaus, I'm probably saying that wrong, but he's ruling, and he's maybe even worse than Herod is. And he's like, I don't want to go there. I'm afraid he's going to hurt us. So God visits him and says, hey, go to Galilee and raise your child there. So he takes Mary and Jesus to Galilee, and that's where he raises him. And like it says, that fulfills prophecy in the Old Testament that the coming Messiah would be a Nazarene. And I'll tell you more about that later on, but look that up on your own and see what a Nazarene is. But Jesus of Nazareth is what he's called lots of times throughout the Bible, and that fulfills Scripture. So we see all these different prophecies that have come up just in the first two chapters, really, of Matthew that have been fulfilled by Christ being born. So, you can argue, people could argue with you and say Jesus was just a good guy. He was a great teacher, but he wasn't the Christ. But he's fulfilled so many of there's no other way he could be anybody besides the Messiah, because he's fulfilled so many of the prophecies. So hope y'all are enjoying this. We ask that y'all join us tomorrow night for the last night, Christmas Eve. We hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. We love you. God bless you. And y'all keep praying.